So we're going to add 278 plus 156 using the groups above method. Okay? I'm going to change colors here. So when we're adding, this is a review. You guys all remember this. We're always going to start with the smallest place value. We're going to start at the ones. It's like backwards from reading. Okay? So we're going to add 8 plus 6. Now, I'm always trying to make easy groups, things that I can add easily. So I know that 8 plus 2 is 10, and then I would have 4 more. So 8 plus 6 is going to equal 14. Now, when you use the groups above method, which is probably the method you all have seen, instead of writing 14 down here, because that doesn't make sense, we're going to put the 1 in the tens place up at the top because we're regrouping. So basically, we traded our 14 ones for a 10 and 4 ones. Okay? Now we're going to add the tens place. We just have to remember to add that group above. So 7 plus 5, I know 7 plus 3 is 10, and 2 more would be 12, and then 12 plus 1 more makes 13. Now I'm going to regroup because I actually have 13 tens, which gives me 1 in the hundreds place and a 3 in the tens. Then my last step, so moving from smallest place value to greatest place value, is to add those digits in the hundreds place, where I've got 2 plus 1 plus 1, and that equals 4. Okay, how many of you, show me with your thumbs up, how many of you use this method, groups above? How many of you use the groups above method? Thumbs up. Bella uses it. Nadine uses it. Okay. Lucas uses it. Mason, do you use this groups above method where you write the groups on the top? Madison Cooper uses it. I feel like we all use this method. So I'm just going to move forward with this method. Okay. Hi, Clara. Look, you got glasses today. All right. So I'd like you to use your whiteboard.
I don't use that method.
What do you use?
I just write an equation on the side with like 2 plus 1, and then I put that in the front, and then I go over and over around there.
Cool. You kind of put your groups off to the side? Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome. That works too. Okay, I want you to solve this on your whiteboard. 5,879 plus 6,754. Here you go. Let's see, Sean, if your method works. We'll see if you and I get the same answer. Oh, I see your answer, Clara. Bobby, I can't see your answer because your video's off. Okay, let's see if we get the same. So I'm going to just talk kind of while I do this so you can follow along if you need help. I'm going to start by adding the ones place, the smallest place value first. So 9 plus 4 is 13. Then I've got my groups above. So I got 7 plus 5, I know is 12, plus 1 more is another 13. Okay, then I've got, I can put this down here with those 7, and now I have 2 8s, which gives me 16. And then I've got 2 6s, which make 12. And then we can remember that when you're wondering where to put the comma, it's going to go after the ones group. And there's 1, 2, 3. So 3 digits and then the comma. Nice, Gabby. How'd you do, Sean? Did your method work?
Mine was 12,633.
Beautiful. How'd you do, Maggie? Good. How'd you do, Bobby? Thanks for turning on your camera. All right, let's try another one. And then I'll turn you loose. That's the best part about the beginning of 4th grade is for math, it's kind of a review. All right, so the next one we're going to do is 4,291 plus 2,487. 4,291, you write those down, Maggie, plus 2,487. So Maggie, we're doing this on our whiteboard. Not in our activity book yet.
I can't find my whiteboard, so I got a piece of paper.
Okay, good.
And I can't write it down on my carpet, so I wrote it down on my math book.
Okay, got it. Got some fast finishers. Jason, where are you putting yours? Jason Soto?
So I do not know where my whiteboard marker is, so I'm using a notebook.
Oh, perfect. That's really great problem solving. All right, so I'm going to start in the ones place first because I always start in the smallest place value. So I've got 7 plus 1 is 8. No regrouping. I don't have to do any groups above. That one was easy. Now I've got 8 plus 9, which I know is 17. So I've got to do some regrouping. My groups above go up that hundreds place. 4 plus 2 is 6. Plus 1 more makes 7. And I've got 1, 2, 3, comma. Now I didn't have to do any regrouping there. So in the thousands place, I'm just going to add 4 plus 2, which makes 6. Did you get 6,778? Yeah, Maggie has a thumbs up. Nice job, Jason, Bella. Good job, Delaney. All right. Now I'm going to have we're going to work in our activity books. Let's look at activity book page 18. Activity book, page 18. Okay, so you might still want to use your whiteboards because you can see that they've written these problems out a little bit. They're sideways, right? They're horizontal, which is this way. Now, when you look at the top of page 18, you'll see that this is talking about the different methods. There's groups above, there's groups below, okay? We're just going to use our groups above. So I'm going to skip all the way down, and I would like you to begin with number 2. Okay, so you don't have to look at number 1. That one's a little bit confusing. We're just going to start with number 2. And I'm going to rewrite this problem, ladies and gentlemen. So here are your choices. You can rewrite this problem on your whiteboard, or if you'll remember, I also gave you some graph paper in your red folder that you might want to use to help you line up all of your numbers. Because the most important thing is going to be to line up your numbers. So you can do it on your big whiteboard. Okay. Or you could be using your sheet. Sheet protector. So we're going to have to work really carefully to line up our place values. That's where we start with place values. So we have 2,647 plus 38. So this is where it becomes important, where you put your numbers. That's why I gave you that graph paper, because the 3 has to go in the tens place. What digit is in the tens place in this number? Unmute yourself and tell me. What digit is in the tens place?
4.
The 4. Yep.
4.
So our 3 in 38 has to go right beneath the 4. And then the 8 has to go in the ones place. This is where 4th graders can make silly mistakes because they put their numbers in the wrong place. All right. So here we go. This is number 2. We're starting with number 2. 2,647 plus 38. So please rewrite this in your, you can write it in your activity book. I prefer you do it on your whiteboard or on graph paper. Do not add them up horizontally like you see them in your activity book. Yes, Valentina?
What page is it?
It is page 18.
Yeah, in the activity book.
In the activity book.
I went to page 18. Yeah, and I don't know if this is the same page.
This is number 2. Do you see this problem on number 2, hon? You see it, love?
No, I don't think so.
What do you see for number 2? Tell me the numbers that you see.
4,074.
What does it say at the very top of your page? Do you have a yellow box that says vocabulary?
Yeah.
And what's the word in the vocabulary? Does it say digit?
Yeah.
Okay, then what? So look all the way down on the paper until you see the number 2. It's in blue. 10 in the middle. Look for the number 2.
Yeah, it's kind of different. Wait. Yeah, I think I found the one.
Yeah, found it. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to draw your attention to the instructions above number 2. Okay, so would you pause what you're doing and listen for a moment? Because the instructions say, copy each exercise, aligning place values correctly, then add. So that's what we did here. We copied it down, and let's see if you're onto the right track. I'm going to add up these numbers, and you can check your work. I know that 7 plus 7 is 14, and one more would make 15. So Valentina, where are you going to do your work? This is going to give us 8. No groups above required. And then I've got, oh my gosh, this was so easy, 2,685. Give me a thumbs up if you got 2,685 for number 2. Yay, good job. All right, I'm going to show you one more thing before we go, because I want you to see where you can find the answer key. So everybody pencils down. Now put your pencil down and watch me. Thank you, Ari. Okay, watch this. Ari, I emailed you about this morning. This is where you're going to find the answer key when you're all done with page 18. So then you can be the teacher and check your work. And then I'll stop talking so you can work. So
it says 16.
Oh.
Page 16.
No. Well, the schedule says page 16, Clara, and we've been working on page 18. Is that what you're saying?
No, on the answer key, it says page 16.
Okay, well, I went to the lessons page, and then we're going to go to math lessons week 8/31/2020, because that was Monday. And so we can scroll down here till we find the answer key, page 18. Oh, you're right, but I think that I made the mistake. So it just says Friday by accident. So then we can open it up.